Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Sarpy County Board of Equalization meeting. It's Tuesday, November 29th at 3 o'clock. Copy of the Nebraska Open Meeting Act rules are on the north wall of the boardroom. In attendance today, we have all 5 commissioners, our County Administrator, Dan Hoynes, and our Deputy County Clerk and Register of Deeds, Renee Landsman. Also, I see Trace Jones, our Treasurer, present as well. If you would, please silence your cell phones. And let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. One item on consent.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Klug, second by Commissioner Burmeister. Any further comments? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carried.
On the regular agenda, we have one item, approving the minutes from our last meeting, November 22nd.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Warren and second by Commissioner Klug. Any further comments? Please vote.
Angie, are you abstaining?
Was I not here?
Looks like it. It was noted that you were gone.
Oh, you pulled a
Were you
Mexican.
gone?
Came in
Oh,
late.
that's right.
Came in just a few
Sure,
minutes.
I came in 5 minutes late, I think, but I'll abstain.
I don't know. They must have decided. Ayes 4, abstain, Burmeister.
Okay. All agenda items. All agenda items haven't been addressed as published. The Board of Equalization is adjourned. Ready? Okay. Welcome, everybody, to the Sarpy County Board of Commissioners meeting. Today is Tuesday, November 29th. It's 3:03 p.m. Copy of the Nebraska Opens Meeting Act is on the north wall of the county boardroom. We have all 5 commissioners present, along with our county administrator, Dan Hoynes, and our Deputy County Clerk and Register of Deeds, Renee Landsman. We're going to start off today on a very short meeting with commissioners' comments. Commissioner Burmeister.
I have none, thank you.
None, thank you.
Second half, USA 1, Iran 0.
And the Gross Cougars came up a little bit short, so we have 2 runners up in the
That'll happen.
It'll happen. But congratulations to both Gretna and Gross Catholic.
Maybe that'll be the only thing we finish second to Douglas County schools then, right?
Yeah,
Let's
well,
hope so. Dan?
If I may, Mr. Chair, members, but I'd like to yield my time to Deputy Administrator Bowie to make an introduction.
Okay. Scott,
Thanks, Dan.
how are you?
Good. Thank you, Commissioners. As you remember, last week you approved employment agreement with Scott Buckholtz to serve in an interim capacity as our Chief Information Officer, and have Scott with us today. He was traveling last week with his family, and wanted him to have the chance to come introduce himself to you and tell you a little bit more about him. With the recent retirement of Mark Walters, we know that Mark's legacy has left us with a great team. And we thought having an opportunity to bring someone in from the outside for a short-term assignment to help kind of be part of the department for a while as we get to the new year, get through the holidays, get to the new year, and embark on a formal selection process for a new Chief Information Officer. Scott was willing to come out of retirement and help us for a little bit, and he's been here a couple of days. Like I said, getting a chance to meet the great team, but I'd like to have him come forward and just give you a little bit about his background and a chance to ask any questions if you have them. So, Scott.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. It's a pleasure to be here today. And as Scott was mentioning, yesterday was day one, and my background is I served as Chief Information Officer with Black Hills, and prior to Black Hills, Aquila, Vice President of Technology from 2005 through 2008, and then with the acquisition of Black Hills of Aquila, I joined Black Hills in July of 2008 as the Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer, and held that role from July of 2008 through August of 2020, and as part of my retirement succession planning, I moved into, at that point, a Senior Vice President of Strategic Initiatives for the final 6 months of my career at Black Hills to really help support the transition of the CIO position to my successor. So many years as a Chief Information Officer, and as I was, just recently, 6 weeks ago, I met for the first time Jacob Betzworth, and then from that, I was introduced to Scott Bovick, and we just started having some conversations. And as Scott had mentioned, I'd retired about 18 months ago, and so I felt like with some of my experiences I've had as a Chief Information Officer, I felt like it made sense for me to come and provide some knowledge, expertise, some thoughts in regards to what's happening at the county. And I think I'm in probably a good position where, and I've, even after 2 days, I've learned a lot, met a lot of people, and I'm in kind of in listening mode. Over the course of the next month, I'm going to be meeting with all the department heads, elected officials, and just really better understanding, the current state of technology with the county, and look for opportunities where the IT, or I should say IS team, can continue to partner and become just a very strong partner with the county, overall county. So, that's some of my goals going forward, and I think just some of the insight I have from the CIO role over the years. I think I can provide some suggestions, knowledge, and that would be beneficial to the county. And living in Sarpy County since 2008, I have a vested interest to help the county through some of my civic involvements as a member of the Sarpy County Chamber of Commerce Board, the YMCA, Sarpy YMCA Board, and I'm current president of the Omaha Millard Rotary. I definitely have a spirit of civic duty and want to make sure that I'm hopefully doing some good things for the county and the places that I live. So that's a little bit about me. Within my Chief Information Officer background, I've also had some experience, and Commissioner Klug met with him a couple weeks ago, and shared with him I had some involvement starting up a continuous improvement process. Both did some work there with Aquila and then Black Hills in just the whole continuous improvement world within the organization. So that's another thing I think that I can bring to the table as we look at some of the processes used within the county. So just a little bit about me.
Any comments?
Welcome aboard.
Welcome. Yeah.
Very good. Thank
Scott,
you.
were you in 1102?
Yeah. What's really ironic is
Are you in the same office?
not the same office, but down the hallway. So as I was telling,
Well, who's got your office now?
it's there's a doorway. The
Trace? Trace.
Well, actually, when I vacated in August of 2020, I think Trace shortly thereafter moved into my old office. And so it is a little ironic being in the same building that I was in for about 10 years with Black Hills when I was in this area.
That is ironic, actually,
But,
we're pleased to have you on board, and I know each of the board members really looks forward to meeting with you one-on-one, as you get things going, and give you some insight from our perspectives, and help you any way we can.
Very good. Well, thank you. It's very nice to be here
Yeah,
today.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
That concludes my report, sir.
Okay, good report, Dan. Thank you, Scott. And Scott. All right. Let's see. We got a bunch of items on the consent agenda today, about 7 of them. Do any of the commissioners want to see any of those moved to the regular agenda? If not, I'll take a motion to approve as published.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Warren and a second by Commissioner Klug. Any further discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carried.
Okay, we have 3 items on the regular agenda. The first item is 5.1. It's Resolution 310. It's it's for the county treasurer to issue tax sale certificates to the county of Sarpy upon all parcels of real estate which failed to sell for want of bidders at the annual tax sale. Andrea Gosnold Parker, Deputy County Attorney.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. The proposed resolution does ask for the board to take action on and issue tax certificates for those properties which the delinquent taxes were not picked up at sale. Additionally, the resolution addresses those properties in which the county board picked up certificates last year. This allows the county to pick up the delinquents or any special assessments and add those on. By statute, the county board must act on any property which has been delinquent for 3 or more years, but may act on any property which is currently delinquent and has gone to public sale at least once without sale. So today's resolution does address all properties that have been attempted to be sold but have not been.
Any questions or comments?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Burmeister and a second by Commissioner Klug. Any further comments? Trace, anything? Nothing further to add. Okay, please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carried.
Okay, 5.2 is Resolution 318, professional service agreements with Shimmer Associates for engineering services and survey and design, asphalt overlay of 132nd Street from Highway 370 to Capehart Road, $50,000 and change. Scott Bovick, Deputy County Administrator.
Thank you, Commissioner. As the board knows, we typically do about $1 million a year in overlay projects, asphalt overlay projects, just to maintain our current road network. This is a design contract with Shimmer Associates to design an overlay on 132nd Street from Highway 370 south of Capehart. That's about 2 miles. 132nd Street, as you know, is one of the few paved roads that goes from Harrison all the way down to the Platte River. So it's an important 2-lane north-south corridor. Shimmer has done a lot of these overlay designs for us in the past. The project is estimated to be $1.2 million, but we think with some favorable timing in the contract, we can probably get that closer to $1 million. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions. I know the engineer from Denny's office, Zach Hergenrader's here as well, if you have any more specific design questions.
Questions for Scott or Shimmer?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Warren, second by Klug. Any further comments? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carried.
Okay, final item on the regular agenda today is Resolution 298. It's a work order number 191129.02. Okay. with JEO Consulting Group for final design improvements to Reha Road and Highway 50, amount of $89,000 and change. Scott Bovick.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is an agreement, like you said, with JEO Consulting to redesign or to design a realignment of Reha Road on the south part of Highway 50 south of Springfield. This intersection has a diagonal access point to it, which makes it difficult for some of the turning traffic out there. JEO's been a partner with us for a couple years, examining alternatives and looking at traffic flows, and their recommendation, and a recommendation that's been accepted by the Nebraska Department of Transportation, is to add a deceleration right turn lane There's a box culvert there that needs some extension, and then you can see the realignment proposed there to correct the skew for Reha Road. The agreement is for $90,000 to do the design and do right-of-way acquisition. If you're familiar with Jensen Gardens, they've been doing some expansion down there. There's some other development that's taken place, so we think this is an important intersection to address. We don't have sufficient construction funds in the budget yet. That'll be something the county board will have to talk about in terms of priorities, but we going forward. But we do feel like it's important to start the design on this project so that we can continue to make progress on it to address this intersection. Again, Zach can answer any questions, and I can answer any questions if you have them as well.
So in the picture, is that what is that on the north side of the road that's going to be removed?
Yeah, that's not a good picture. Let me kind of show you. This is what the road actually looks like now.
Yeah, okay.
And so traffic coming from the north can exit here, but they typically have to slow down to 10, 20 miles per hour. So that speeding traffic behind them is just right upon them when they're trying to make that left.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering, so since we're gonna vacate that road, or what are we gonna do?
I don't know that we'll.
So do we own that? Do we own that property south of the current road?
No.
That's a private. That's
property
house, isn't it?
owned by Jensen Gardens. There's no structure on it. We would have to work with them, but again, we would work with them in a manner to make sure that it benefits their business, doesn't detract from it. But we will need right of way from them to make that skew
So
work.
will we actually take the asphalt road out there, or will we leave it?
That's a good question. I don't know if we would.
That'll be
demo that
part of the
out.
study.
Zach says take it out. So Zach says take it out. So that neck, we would probably remove that so that people want to drive on it.
Yeah, well, because if you don't, they will. Right?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Scott?
Motion
Motion.
to approve.
Okay. Is that you, Angie?
No, it was Dave.
Who's second?
Second.
Gary? Okay, motion by Commissioner Klug, second by Commissioner Mixon. Any more comments? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carried.
Okay, item 6, executive session.
For the protection of the public, I move that we go into executive session to discuss a legal matter.
Second.
Motion by Burmeister, second by Klug to go into executive session. Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carried.
Okay, it's now 3:18. We're going to go into executive session where our discussion will be restricted to a legal matter.
I'm going.
You ready? Yep. It's now 4:17. At 3:18, we think, we went into executive session where our discussion was restricted to a legal matter. I need a motion that we return to the regular session.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved by Commissioner Mixon and seconded by Commissioner Klug that we go back into regular session. Please vote. I don't know if I need to mention that Don Kelly and Jim Warren have exited the meeting during executive session.
Thank you. Ayes 3, absent Kelly and Warren.
All agenda items having been addressed as published, the Board of Commissioners is adjourned. Good thing we have a cheat sheet.